back here on the Cover 3 podcast, where on Saturday nights we like to take a look at what we're going to see when the AP Top 25 poll adjusts on Sunday. And the reason why it's interesting this week is because we are about to enter a dog wags the tail, tail wags the dog relationship between Sundays and Tuesdays, between the AP Top 25 poll and the College Football Playoff Selection Committee rankings. Because clearly, the biggest news of Tuesday night is going to be the life-changing announcement of who holds what position in the College Football Playoff Selection Committee rankings. The first rankings being the most important of all of the rankings.
I'm dying to see who's ranked 18th. Absolutely dying.
I mean, the outrage that's coming. Bubble watch this, bracketology that. Prepare yourselves. We've been waiting all season for this. So the reason why it's interesting is because there's going to be some tough decisions when you've got a week where 7 ranked teams lose, where teams like Iowa State and Kansas State that have been sort of floating up, Iowa State being undefeated, Kansas State having just one loss, when they go in and they take defeats. When you've got a squad like Clemson, which, as we mentioned earlier, had just been beating up on teams, but when starting to be judged as a 2-loss team, what do they have to put on the table? They've got wins against NC State. They've got wins against Wake Forest, Virginia. Not a whole lot that they can really speak of in terms of being able to throw something against an LSU. You know, like I just grabbed like a random 2-loss team that might have a better profile than the Tigers. So do you think that the Clemson Tigers will be ranked in the new AP Top 25 poll?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah. If Missouri is ranked, Clemson better be ranked.
Like that's a great way to put it.
What wins does Missouri have?
A one against Vanderbilt. And I swear to you, that is the best win. That is a very good win after our Commodores are going bowling after beating Hugh Freeze on the Plains.
That is incredible.
Do you think
We'll probably get into the Auburn stuff Monday or whatever, but that's awesome.
Do you think like Hugh Freeze sees Diego Pavia in his sleep?
It's like a fever dream from he was sick last week. So like Illinois drops out.
Why do we have to bring that up?
I think Pitt drops out too.
7-1.
You ready for
Are you going to drop Pitt behind Missouri? I mean, they got crushed.
Well, you think Pitt drops out?
Yeah, and here's why. Because I am judging only by the AP voters' own actions. That team was undefeated, and they only had them at 18. Like, do you understand
find
how much
teams to replace them with, though?
Yeah, that is the good question. Like, who are you putting over them?
Vanderbilt.
There's one, but you're
South
also
Carolina.
like Illinois out. South Carolina getting, yeah, they beat a top 10 team.
South Carolina just kicked Texas A&M's ass.
Tulane. Navy lost tonight, right? Like that game's final.
Yeah, Navy's losing last I saw.
I mean, it's like a 6-hour rain delay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Navy.
Why is it that like
is Louisville
Houston and Rice are in the same city? Are they not? So why was the Rice game delayed 6 hours? Huh? Makes you wonder.
And because they thought Navy could handle it, you know, boats. Louisville has a really good argument.
Louisville should definitely be ranked.
Well, again, like I think Louisville should be ranked and Missouri should not be ranked. But Missouri was in the rankings last week, and I'm not. I just think that the poll again coming to the stage, poll inertia. I think poll inertia is going to end up voters. Enough voters had them there, and Louisville was far enough back. But that would be one that I would not be surprised if they end up breaking in. I mean, we're nitpicking in the 20s is always going to be a little bit.
Minnesota should be ranked.
Minnesota's got a great spot too.
Won 4 straight. Their loss was to North Carolina in the opener, and then that Michigan game. Could have gone a lot of different ways.
Washington State is already in, Johanna, in the tailgate. Kansas State, did they fall out? They were 17th.
I mean, if we're dropping Pitt out,
You know what Kansas State has that Pitt doesn't?
A win over somebody who matters.
A win over a ranked team.
They also lost to like a 3 and 6, 4 and 5, so whatever Houston is.
My projection, this is not my belief, this is not my ballot for the CBS Sports 134, but my projection is that they are a 2-loss team. Colorado is a 2-loss team. They have a head-to-head win against Colorado, and that as you're starting to restack teams in that range, that can be something that saves them.
It annoys, shocker. It annoys the hell out of me that we're talking about an undefeated Pitt team losing a game, and will they fall out? Meanwhile, the 5-3 South Carolina team gets to be ranked.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Fair. But to actually go back,
I hold you personally responsible.
To actually go back and unpack that is an LSU. One of those three is like I know quality losses suck, but like they were right there against LSU. They were right there against Alabama.
An LSU team that lost to a USC team that may not make a bowl.
I mean, you can transitive your way all the way to California, but like, LSU is currently by the voters considered to be a top 18 team.
That's probably fair. I think a lot of this comes back to Missouri should not be ranked. If you're going to do this,
and
you're going to throw another SEC team in there because whatever, you need to pull Missouri out. I think people have a right to be pretty pissed off if you add another SEC team in, but you don't correct the mistake of having Missouri ranked.
I also think that the voters will react with moving SMU up to 13. I just think that SMU kicking the absolute crap out of Pitt in that game, it's just going to lead to some sticker shock.
Is A&M stay ranked?
Yes.
They got blown out. Like
head-to-head win against LSU. They're a 2-loss team. LSU's a 2-loss team.
Where does Indiana end up?
I've got them jumping up into the top 10 from 13 to number 7. Got them jumping ahead of Tennessee. I've got Penn State falling from 3 to 6. And Indiana's slotted right behind Penn State.
So Tennessee struggles again against a bad team, and they're going to stay ahead of an Indiana team that absolutely throttled.
No, I just told you Indiana's ahead of Tennessee. That's where I have them moving.
So you have them in the top 6.
No, Indiana drops to 8. Indiana moves into 7.
So Tennessee jumps Indiana? Or sorry, Indiana jumps Tennessee?
Correct.
Okay. I could buy that.
They better if they don't, Chip. I swear to God.
I've got Boise knocking on the door of the top 10. You still keep just chopping wood.
Ashton Genty's Heisman hopes are dead, correct?
Why? Because he only went for like 132 in 2 scores?
Yeah,
pretty much, yeah. It's 2 weeks in a row. He hasn't had incredible games.
We'll see. He puts up one when Melvin Gordon, who's number 2 behind Barry Sanders. I'm
gonna head to FanDuel real quick. Go ahead.
Where you can make every moment more.
I'm gonna make every moment more.
When Melvin Gordon had his season where he finished second to Barry Sanders for the single season rushing record, he had a couple of a 260. Just a couple ridiculous ones. Ashton Genty could do that. He's got a 250-yard game potential coming down the stretch.
He's not playing anybody though. Cam Ward is currently your favorite at plus 185, followed by Travis Hunter at plus 230, followed by Dylan Gabriel at 280, and then they way back, fading off into the distance, is Ashton Genty at plus 500. Any guesses as to who's 5th right now?
List again. So Cam Ward.
It's Ward, Gabriel, or Ward, Hunter, Gabriel, Genty. Who's 5th?
Carson Beck.
We're
Nussmeier.
not giving it. Nope. It's Jackson Dart.
Ugh. Yuck.
He has the opportunities.
Mhm.
He has the numbers, and he will have the opportunities down the stretch.
I guess it was Cade until Clemson's lost today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jackson's at 17-1. Then there's Curtis Rourke at 22-1, followed by Shador at 40, Cade at 50, Jalen at 60, Garrett at 65, and then Quinn's at 100, and Carson Beck is at 100 as well.